got it all taken apart. It was a nightmare. This is a 1997, so a lot of the plastic was fragile and all that stuff. So here's the plate that went around the license plate and around the taillights. It all just popped out except for these, which were kind of rusted to the body, and they broke, but not a big deal. They can easily just be glued back on. Fix that. Passenger side taillight came out, no issue. Driver side taillight, one of the screws, it got caught and it broke, but it's a clean break, and it is going to be easy to put right back in. Now that I want to do it, it's not going to go in. There it goes. So easily put back in. Third brake light's out. Only bad part about this is all this gooey crap that around the taillights. But besides that, God, this trunk is a nightmare now without all that weight on it. There it is. Still want to get the corner ones out, but the whole trunk is done. Now, gotta freaking clean this thing again. But we're gonna go ahead and get the taillights out of the corners first, and then clean it, get to work. This is going to be a lot longer process than I thought it was going to be. But hey, oh well. It's not like I can really run and drive this thing right now until I get the rebuild kit for the transmission. So we might as well do some work to it before the weather gets cold. Because once the weather gets cold, this is when we're going to yank this car apart and do a lot more work to it. Alright, on to the next set of taillights. Okay, we're going to go ahead and show you one thing on the taillights. So these are the taillights that are on the trunk. They're just 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. The hardest part is peeling them off because of the stickiness. The ones that are on the fender, same thing. They're just 4 bolts. So basically, 8 bolts, get the taillights off. Once you get them off, or get the bolts off, then it's just peeling it off because of the stickiness that goes around each light. They're not hard to get apart. This is the whole rear end of this thing, just unbolts. Easy, no big deal. We're going to cut this video for the day. We're going to come back, pick it up tomorrow, which will be, basically we'll wash the car to get all of this off. And I mean, it's nasty. So tomorrow, we're going to get back on the car. We're going to wash it, clean it, start sanding it down again. Go ahead, get the spoiler sanded, get a lot of this sanded up, get it painted, so we can start to put this thing back together. Well, it's about a week later from where I just left off. Been busy. So I just finished DAing the whole trunk. So right now we're just gonna work on the trunk. I've DA'd it because there was a rust spot there. Still needs a little bit. Then there was a rust spot here and a rust spot there. So they're down to bare metal. But basically the whole thing is DA'd with 80 grit. Now we're gonna go ahead and wet sand the trunk and get it smooth. There was some surface scratches in the paint, but nothing that was like big that needed filler or anything like that. Next we're going to work down to this where there is this big scratch and it needs filler. So basically get this done and get this painted. And we're also going to sand around the edges. That's why the tail lights are out, because we're going to go ahead and sand around all the edges so that way I can spray around the edges, then get the tail lights in. Then we'll get back to the wing. Alright. We got 320 wet sandpaper. A nice little sanding block. So, alright, let's go ahead and get on that. So it's really hard to video all this while I'm sanding and all that, but it's all sanded down, got it all masked off, and I guess it's ready to paint. I am using nothing fancy. I'm just using Krylon paint. Yeah, I'm using Krylon paint. That's what I want to do on this car. It is OD green, and this can is the first of many that is going on this car. So OD green, it's going go ahead, start on the back, and try to knock the whole back end out today. It's slightly warm, so hopefully this will come out decent. Then after that, we got to work on the wing, which I think we're going to save that for the next video, because that wing has got a lot of work that needs done to it. So I think we're just going to go ahead, paint the whole trunk area that is already sanded and ready to go, which is basically around the taillights, the trunk lid, and a little bit of the fender. So let me go ahead, knock that out, and I'll get back with you in a second. Okay, so there it is. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be, yeah, you can tell, OD green, then the stock green. So there it is. Again, it ain't perfect, but I'm not trying to have a perfect car. Man, this sun is bad. So I'm not trying to have a perfect car, but at the same time, just trying to clean it up, make it look different. And that's the goal of this, is to clean it up, make it look different. And this is all the bad stuff right in here that's gonna have to get addressed real soonly. So next, we're gonna have to go ahead and work on the wing. Until then, I think this is done. Alright, I think we're gonna wrap this video up. Like, subscribe, comment, catch you in the next video.